on financial health and credit. So hopefully you want to learn a few tips on how to improve your credit. Millionaires Are Made is the show where we believe you can be a millionaire in all 6 aspects of health, from your physical health to your mental health, social, spiritual, financial, and intellectual health. Today, we're focusing just on your financial health and how credit can help you improve that. Millionaires Are Made is the show built on the fundamental belief that every person you meet knows something that you don't, and there's something to be learned from everyone on this big, beautiful planet. And the spirit of authenticity. I don't even know who our guests are until about 15 minutes before the show when we meet backstage to go over the logistics. We keep it as real as possible, so they are all speaking from their life journey. There's no bias or persuasion. I don't know who they are. Sometimes they don't even know who I am. It's going to be great. We got 3 awesome guests here that have amazing tips on credit and financial health, and I can't wait to learn from all of these awesome guests. Audience, huge shout out. Please, please, please. We love your interactions. Comment, ask questions. We will reiterate them and ask them live to our guests. So help us put them on the spot and see how knowledgeable they are. If you have your own podcast and you need guests, please reach out. We got 4 awesome guests right here. We'd love to be on your podcast as well and help spread the knowledge and the love in the world and teach. If you want to be a guest, because we all know you do have something to share with the world, please sign up. We always love new guests. I don't care about your background. I don't care about your history, your experience with podcasts. Come sign up, be on our show. I'd love to interview you and get some knowledge out of you to share with the world. Topic ideas, man, we have so many topic ideas, but we always are looking for more. We've had a couple on our last episode. If there's anything that you're struggling with or anything you want to learn more about, let us know. We'll go out and find 3 guests that have some knowledge to share on that. Would love to talk to you guys about that and hear your ideas on topics. If you love what we do in the sharing of knowledge and how we're trying to just help teach and educate everyone, you may want to do a little one-on-one. I do offer free coaching. I know a couple of our guests are coaches as well. If you're looking for some free coaching with me or any of them, please contact us. I'll drop my link below for my free coaching offer. And if you love what we do, obviously, please subscribe, like, share, comment, all that fun stuff, because it helps us grow and get the message out on how to help everyone in the world learn a little something every Wednesday. We are at the point where we now have to talk about some sponsors. I'm sorry, but that's how the show grows. So first off, we have Whoopsie Hair Ties, where style meets resilience. They redefine the ordinary with their versatile, durable accessories. Celebrate strength and uniqueness with every twist. Check out their link below. Whoopsie Hair Ties, super awesome, unique, new novel product by one of our guests as well. Next, we have Reboot by John. Meet Charles Smith Jr. He's a multi-award-winning entrepreneur, author, and dynamic motivational speaker with his huge message that he's called Reboot My Way of Thinking. Charles is changing the world and providing invaluable tools for gaining clarity on identity and empowerment. Connect with him now. Links being dropped right now and start your journey today. We also have the Rock Solid Women's Empowerment Coaching. Meet Bonnie Hardy, who's an amazing woman, has been on our show as well. She's a women's empowerment coach in Atlanta. She actually owns and manages her Airbnb that she hosts these retreats at. So it's a one-stop shop. She focuses on vision boards and her own unique wheel of life. Connect with her now. Links being dropped. And if you're looking to be coached, Lioness Proof Coaching is an awesome coaching program. A time when mediocrity is running rampant. Lioness Proof Coaching is here to help women up-level their health and unlock their inner lioness to have more energy, vitality, and longevity. By looking at what's holding us back, like alcohol, we can eliminate distractions and focus on what matters most in life. And laziness and excuses will be a thing of the past. And another shout out to Elm Law Office. This is actually my brother's law firm, giving him a big shout out. If you're in Colorado and you want the #1 attorney available, check out Elm Law. The best part is when you hire Elm Law, you actually get the second best attorney as well, because his wife, my sister, Maria Lupita, is also an attorney. And obviously, they both know just about everything there is about law in Colorado. So if you're looking for it, go check out Elm Law or Monclova Law and go get yourself set up. And without further ado, we're going to talk about some credit here. I am wearing a shout out to my brother's law school, Emory. They taught him well. Credit. This is probably one of the most complicated financial tools in America. And I'm going to go very quickly and give you two links that are being dropped right now. One is called Self. It's a quick, easy, and they don't care about your credit score loan program where you can actually get a loan, pay it back simply, and boost your credit that way, having more accounts that are paid off on time. It's very small, like $100 over a year. The next one is Kickoff, which is that link's being dropped right now as well. Kickoff is also an awesome program. They do all sorts of credit tools and whatnot too, and it's all free. So it's a free way to boost your credit. I would check it out if you need help with credit. You need another reporting account. It's a great way to start. And without further ado, we're going to learn from someone much, much smarter than me. We're going to pull out Paul here and see what he has to say. Hey, Paul, who are you?
Good morning. My name is Paul Childers, the owner of Blue Sky Biz Solutions. I help seven-figure business owners access capital that doesn't report to or does not affect or use their personal credit.
Ooh, does it use their business credit?
It does.
Okay. All right. So business credit, guys. All right, Paul. Well, let's ask you a super important question here. If I wanted to improve my financial health with credit, especially with my business, what simple piece of advice would you give me?
Yep. Don't allow your business expenses to abuse your personal credit. Keep them separate.
All right. Tell us how.
Easiest way to do that is to make sure that you have your business set up properly. You got to have an EIN. You need to have your Duns & Bradstreet number set up. And you need to be able to understand the difference between personal credit cards and business credit cards and how they report. And if you don't read the small details on these, a lot of people end up getting burnt because they think they have a business credit card and it's reporting all of your activity back to your personal. And so you are getting abuse that you don't need to have happen on your personal credit just because credit card companies make it hard for you to read the small details. So by understanding that and having your business set up properly, you can get access to the actual business credit cards that won't come back onto your personal. And that's honestly one of the biggest things that I run into when I work with clients is getting that stuff separated off.
All right. Question for you then. In order to set up a business credit line, do they originally start with your personal credit?
No, actually they don't. So business credit is completely separate of your personal credit. There are loans that exist within the business world that will refer to and utilize a personal guarantee, but then won't reflect your personal credit. But there are ways to build business credit without ever having to use your personal credit to get involved with.
And so if you're just starting a business, you said get your EIN, get your Dun Bradstreet, go open a business checking account.
Yep.
And next steps.
Make sure it's an LLC or a corporation, S Corp or C Corp. You cannot do this under a sole proprietorship. Yes, it will show up that you can do business credit, or you'll see you have business credit under your sole proprietorship. The problem with that is you are the business. So no matter what you do, no matter how good your business credit is, you will always be a part of your business if you're a sole proprietorship. So the biggest thing is LLC, S Corp, or C Corp. And for my Canadian counterparts, your system is very similar to this. So you can apply these same methods to do the same thing in Canada as well.
Very cool. All right, Canadians, you're welcome on this show now. Thank you, Paul.
I'm in Minnesota, so I'm basically a Canadian. So
oh, there you go. There you go. Cool. Well, obviously there's a lot more to it. So if you're starting a new business and you're looking at business credit, you're looking to not affect your personal score, hit up Paul right now. His links were just dropped a couple seconds ago when it came on. He definitely knows his shit, so make sure you go talk to him about that. Do you deal with startups, or you said only 7 figures?
I deal with startups as well. I have some free guides and some free tutorials and stuff on my YouTube to walk people through basically how to, from applying for an LLC through the Secretary of State to applying for a Duns & Bradstreet number to setting up your first couple of trade accounts as a new business, and how to build that foundation so that you can access loans and funding when you need it the right way, instead of going through the struggle that so many people go through.
And don't listen to the TikTok guys that say, oh, EIN, LLC, $10,000 loan, this is how you make money, because they don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about.
Banks are not required to give you anything.
Say that again?
The banks are not required to give you any kind of money just because you open a business.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. And I'm sure they read one of Paul's videos and then they just regurgitated 4 points with no actual substance. But yeah, definitely if you're starting a business and you're looking for financial health and business credit, go check out Paul. Super knowledgeable. Paul, where in your life journey did you learn this information?
I learned this in my days in automotive when I was doing commercial fleet deals at a Chevrolet dealership. So Found
Okay.
out really quickly that there were two different credit systems that existed for businesses, even if they were identical businesses. So it just gave me the exposure to understand the business credit world and how it applied to business owners and why it's such a necessary step to take.
Cool. Awesome. All right. All right, Paul. Well, we're going to move on. We'll bring you back out in just a little bit. But Tammy back there is anxious to come out and share her piece. Hey, Tammy, who are you?
Hey, I'm Tammy Billings. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts, and I am a wealth educator and a mom and a homemaker. So that's me.
A wealth educator. All right. So
Yes,
if you want to be rich, it sounds a lot like Tammy's the person I talked to. Tammy,
no.
I wanted to improve my financial health with credit. What
Yes.
piece of advice would you give me?
My piece of advice is to know how credit is broken down, like personal credit. Know that 35% of your payment history is huge. That's like the biggest part of your credit. 30% is you're making sure that you're making your credit is lower than 30%, what your usage is. And then you have your 15% is how long you've had credit for. Your credit history is huge, so don't cancel any of your credit cards. And then probably the 10%, which is the revolving credit, to make sure that you have a healthy relationship with your credit cards. Make sure that you're paying them on time and using them properly.
So if you want to cancel a credit card, instead of that, put your Netflix on it and set up auto pay.
Yes, absolutely.
Just let it
Definitely believe in autoplay and let it ride. It's only
Just
$14.
$15 a month and let it
Yes,
go.
let it
Auto
go.
pay it out of your
Pay
bank
it.
account. You'll never know, and your credit will be great.
Perfect.
All right. Well, where on your life history, your journey, how did you learn all this?
So again, I'm a single mom. I bought my house 2016 with only a credit score of 620. I barely made that line. I got divorced, thought that my credit was good. I wanted to put solar on my home and found out that my credit was no longer good. So I was one of those people that didn't check their credit. When I realized that my credit was a 511, I had to do something. I had to figure out how to get rid of all that old negative stuff on my accounts, remove them, and then start building a healthy credit. So now my focus is to help the people in my area who don't know what their credit score is or is just skating by on that 620.
So you
Oh,
fucked up
yeah,
in your
life
life.
happens. Listen, bad credit happens to good people all the time. You can walk around thinking that you got everything under lockdown and then realize that it all slipped away when you weren't paying attention. Absolutely.
Good. That's good. So your mistake is teaching others how to not make that.
Yes.
That's perfect. I love it. Awesome, Tammy. Well, we're gonna move on to our
Sure.
next guest. Thank you so much. We'll bring you back out in just a second. But we've got a credit dude with us. What's up, Hayden? Who
Hey,
are
how's
you?
it going, man? Hey, my name is Hayden Bird. I'm from St. George, Utah. I'm a father of a daughter and a son, and then another daughter on the way now. So, super excited. I'm 28 years old, and
are you Mormon?
Hey, you guessed it, man. That's right.
All right. He's fitting in. Utah, lots
That's
of kids,
right.
perfect. And he knows about credit.
Yes, sir. That's right. I do.
Hey, Hayden, if I wanted to improve my financial health with credit, what simple piece of advice would you give?
It's a great question. You ready for this?
Not yet. Hold on.
So my advice is going to be, don't spend money you don't have unless it's for your financial gain.
Okay. How do you know if you have the money?
Well, the biggest thing you're going to want to focus on is you're going to look at your savings account or your checking account to see how much money you have, right? Once you have that knowledge, then you're going to be able to know what you can afford and what you can't afford. A lot of the times I see people spending money that they don't have on stupid things, right? Whether that's like a brand new toy or, really whatever it is, just to buy it, just to have it. That's not a smart decision in my mind. If it's going to increase your, yourself. So I'm a big believer on coaching programs, things like that can increase yourself personally, but also your financial gain. That's a big thing that you want to invest in. So in my opinion, it's okay. A lot of people think about like the Dave Ramsey style. I mean, I'm not all the way that way, but I do see some good points on it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Dave Ramsey obviously has made a big name for himself. I feel like every financial episode we bring him up at some point. Not even controversial, just super, super conservative. And, for some people,
The
it's the right
biggest
way to
thing
go.
too is like, I like to have fun. I like to enjoy life. Yeah, I like to have nice cars and things like that. And the other, Dave Ramsey side is like, hey, save. Get a 1990 Honda Civic and don't even have any fun. No, I have an F-150. I have a boat, things like that. I want to enjoy life still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and pay cash for everything, except for there's things that obviously there's things we disagree with, but if you're struggling right now with credit or even your cash flow, Dave Ramsey will definitely have some good advice to get you out of there. All right, Hayden, where on your life journey did you learn this information?
Honestly, man, it was about 4 years ago now. I got into real estate, started buying some homes. Obviously, I didn't have all the money to get a mortgage, but I knew it was going to benefit me financially. Through COVID and all that, obviously equity went up. I was able to sell some of my homes and start businesses. And so that's exactly what I did. And I own currently 4 credit repair companies and 2 restaurants now. So I've been able to.
Do the credit repair companies compete with each other?
It's kind of what we do is we actually have 4 different ones that typically do the same thing, but they have just different names and different types of processes.
Interesting. All right.
Yes,
different
exactly.
Target market?
There's a lot of laws and things like that, so you have to be in different states.
Okay. Nice. Very cool. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to add about credit, my man?
I would just say, if you have a poor credit score right now, just don't give up. There's always hope. I've seen so many people be successful and raise their credit score in a short amount of time and change their life and be able to get the things that they need. And so I would just say, don't give up. We're here to help.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, let's move on and bring everyone out for our apparently, Hayden, you look like Justin Bieber.
I'll take that any day, man.
Thanks, Mike. All right. What's up, guys? How is everyone?
Good.
All right. Let's real quickly, Paul, let's refresh what your tip was.
The tip is to, especially if you're a business owner, is to just ensure that your business expenses are not abusing your personal credit. That will save and increase your score so much. I see it all the time.
I love it. That's great. Tammy, you got any tips on that?
Just know that your personal credit score is broken down separately. Absolutely. Credit is totally different. Business credit is way different than personal credit. Be knowledgeable of that.
Business credit is a whole nother animal. We could do another episode or 2 on that alone. Hayden, what are your thoughts on business credit? You have any expertise?
I think it's awesome. I think it's a powerful tool that we can use because like I said, I own a few businesses, and to be able to put all those expenses, like a business credit card, things like that, on a business, not my personal, it's amazing.
Do you use business
absolutely.
credit then? Perfect. Cool. All right. Hey, Tammy, what was can you quickly refresh
my tip was just to know the breakdown of credit. Just be knowledgeable of what you're doing. Be knowledgeable of your late payments, because that's the biggest part of what your personal credit is. Broken payment can drop your score between 50 to 100 points. So set yourself up on an auto pay. It's that simple.
Good advice. Paul, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's just like, what she said is absolutely true. So a lot of the times that people end up abusing their personal credit is they utilize it in their business for almost everything, right? So, and as you're a business owner, especially as you're a startup business owner, there's so much happening that it's hard to keep track of stuff. So if you don't do auto pays and you're not keeping track of your credit cards and the limits on there, you're going to kill your utilization and you're probably going to have late. So you're going to get double hit on your personal credit when you're doing that. So I 100% agree with that. The more you can automate on that stuff and your payments, the safer you're going to be, but you still got to track that as well.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you this. Is business credit broken down differently than personal credit?
100%. Business credit actually loves being utilized and paid off. So like what Hayden said before, you got to make sure you can have the money that you're going to be able to pay off the stuff that you use, right? Like, don't spend what you don't have. I mean, that's super important for any aspect of any life, whether you're a business owner or not. But Business credit actually rewards you for having 100% utilization. As long as you're paying it off earlier on time every month, you'll have increases significantly faster that way than you will with your personal credit. Your personal credit always will limit you in situations like that.
Absolutely.
And with business credit, do you find it more beneficial to use lines of credit or set term
Diversification.
loans?
So both.
Okay. Very cool. Awesome. All right, Hayden, what are your thoughts on Tammy's tip?
I love it. I think it's awesome. I totally agree with it 100%. I think you're right.
What do you advise your clients that have too much credit utilization?
Honestly, you gotta find a second income. You got to do something to get that paid down ASAP. If you got high utilization, it's going to kill your credit score. For example, I had a client who their credit score dropped like, I think 120 points because they had one late payment and then the utilization jumped up. So it's a huge drop. But then 14 days later, we're able to go in and fix that with the late payment, delete it off. And then they're looking to pay that to get that utilization below 30%. So it's huge.
Yeah.
All right. We have a question from the audience. In today's economy, are you guys finding more clients with bad credit or less clients that can't afford your services?
So yes, I find a lot of people with very bad credit. But I think that like with the way the economy is, other business owners are finding ways to work around credit. So it's keeping people from trying to fix their credit. For someone who's trying to buy a home, they will find the money for my services and get on track and really listen to how to break down, how to pay off your current balances. They'll come with me with their credit and their interest rates and their credit cards, and we'll work out who they should pay first. But other people who are trying to look for a quick fix, they find a way around it. So, yeah.
All right. That's good. That's good to know. Any thoughts, Hayden or Paul?
Go ahead.
All right. Sorry.
Good.
Yeah, it's kind of, I would say there's never really a down season for our industry. You would kind of think of it like a rehab. Like there's always going to be people that are addicted to drugs or alcohol or whatever it is, and they're always going to need help. People are always going to get divorced. People are always going to struggle financially. So it just kind of never ends. So it's good for me and good for us. You know what I mean? Because we're always here to help.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
For me, when you tie it into
ahead.
like businesses, it definitely, depending on what they have going on and what their industry is doing at this time, there are a lot of businesses that are down right now. So it's definitely more difficult to get clients at that point in time. What I encourage a lot of business owners to do, though, is to take lending and their credit stuff seriously and plan for it just as vigorously as they plan for sales, as they plan for their year, as they plan for operations. Like it is so important to be on top of it, because the best time to apply for a loan in your business is when you don't need it.
Yeah. Okay. So right now you're saying it's getting a little slow. People are scared to take out money and invest it and whatnot. Do you think that's a sign of a recession incoming or a recession we're currently experiencing?
No, definitely it's very industry to industry right now. So I do have some industries that are still paying fine. I'm just finding a lot more businesses that are just cramped right now and pinched because they haven't paid attention to their personal credit, or they've been using too much of it. Like what Tammy was saying, to try to bypass things and do quick fixes, and now they get stuck. Same with the guys that are doing cash, right? Cash only is great as a business until you need to apply for an SBA loan or until you need to apply for expansion, because if you don't have comparable debt under your business, you're not going to get the money that you need to expand and grow and capture opportunities.
Correct.
All right. Well, that's good advice. All right. You guys ready to work on our daily challenge?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. We got to come up with a challenge that takes less than 5 minutes, costs $0, and is available to anyone in the world from Kathmandu to South Africa. What thoughts do we have to improve your financial health with credit?
It doesn't cost any money.
Can't cost any money. We're here to help the world, not just the people with money. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I mean, obviously, credit is related to, you know, knowing your budget.
I would
spending,
say
right?
my tip I would give would be figure out how to increase your income. If you can do that,
Okay.
that's going to help with your debt to income ratio on your credit report as well. But that also unlocks just more potential of what you can get for credit. So, you know, people are going to, or lenders are going to see, hey, what is your current income? So if you can get that up, then overall it's going to help.
So improve your debt to income ratio. Okay. Paul, looks like you're thinking there. You got one?
For on the personal side, what's worked for me is just always checking what is going through my credit cards and what's going through my monthly expenses, and just making sure that everything that I'm spending money on is stuff that I need, and limiting the amount of, you know, expenditures that are getting thrown on my credit card, right? Like if you're going out to eat and you don't have the money in your debit card, don't throw a fast food restaurant on your credit card, because chances are you're not going to be able to pay it off by the end of the month. And 6 months from now, that fast food bill for $25 is now, you know, $90 instead, right? So really mitigate how you use your credit card every single day. If you don't need it, don't spend it. $27 a day adds up to about $10,000 a year in expenses. So just be very mindful of how you're doing stuff.
You saw that stat recently
everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Tammy, let's go over how we break down credit scores for personal, and maybe that'll help us.
So I do have a challenge for real quick. I apologize.
Okay,
so
great.
Everybody that I have on my program, I challenge them to come with me with 2 months of their bank statements. 2 months of the bank statements and 3 different highlighters. We're going to highlight what's coming in, we're going to highlight what's coming out, and we're going to highlight what's bills. And then we're going to look and see how much are you spending on that coffee every day. So if you can make your coffee at home and save that $10 from Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, then you're going to have $70 to put in your savings account that you didn't go because you made your coffee at home. So I'm very strict with the people that I'm helping, because it's not about getting yourself out of debt and a quick fix. It's about restarting your hole and learning on why you got yourself in that hole to begin with. So simple enough. Grab your bank statements and look to see what is coming out with that debit card.
I like that.
So I like that. So maybe we do 5 minutes. Maybe we just, instead of 2 months, we do every day for the next week. We take like a previous week. So that'll be like the last 7 weeks, so almost 2 months. And 3 highlighters, probably green, red, and yellow. Green is money coming in, right? Okay. Yeah, this is simple. I like it. And so if you don't have a bank statement or bank, I mean, you're going to have to create your own statement then. Obviously, I mean, if you're living in a third world country somewhere or living somewhere without a bank, that's a little tougher. But either way, you got to track your spending no matter who and what you are. If you're running around with just cash bills, you're going to have to start writing it down or taking notes somehow, and create your bank statement. And that would be your challenge in every day, create a bank statement of what you spend. But for those of us with banks, which is, I would say, most of the world, our daily challenge is take a previous week bank statement, 3 highlighters, and analyze what one is what came in, right?
Your funds that are coming in from your job or whatever you're doing.
And that goes with you, Hayden, on increasing your income. What came in? What do we call it, like a necessary bill?
That's a bill, like utility bills, house bill, everything that you need to live is with.
And obviously we can shrink those too, but knowing them is going to be huge. And then number 3 is
unnecessary spending. And that's like going out to lunch if you're working in an office. That's your Dunkin' Donuts. That's your cigarettes.
Is Netflix unnecessary spending?
Well, I mean, that's when it. Listen, it could be. It could be. If you're walking around talking about, I don't have money for this and I can't go do that and I can't buy this, but I really need it. Do you really need those Netflix?
Just use your mom's or dad's.
Right. Just listen, there's 5.
Tammy, why don't you just share your Netflix login?
I got
you all. No, I think that we kind of leave that up to the person what they deem necessary. You know, we all have different lifestyles and different journeys, and You know, maybe someone's in the film industry, so they need to watch all these movies to learn and create. I don't know. You could argue it is or isn't necessary, so I'm going to just leave that up to the user. You know, if you're not getting anything from this challenge and you're like, oh, everything's necessary, then I guess, I don't know, maybe you need to call Tammy one-on-one and figure that out. Yeah, Tammy will smack you around and tell you if it's necessary or not. Paul, what are your thoughts on that challenge?
You know, to the point of, it's kind of one of the things that I walk a lot of my business owner clients through as well, is just write down every day, you know, what it is that you're spending money on and what's going through, so that you can, not only then are you, because you're doing two things when you physically take something and you start writing on it, you're doing a physical memory impression, and then you're also imprinting it mentally as well. So you're connecting your physical with the emotional with the mental, right? So we are emotional and irrational beings. I don't care what anybody says. I've never met a rational human. We will get triggered by some of the dumbest things where we're like, oh, this looks like a really good thing to spend my money on. Take some time, write it down, write out some pros and cons of that, and do the muscle memory with the actual like emotional side of things, like what Tammy just said. And it has very good impacts and results, because it triggers two different aspects of your brain that when they tie together, it just sticks better.
It does.
So I love it.
That's awesome. Well said, Paul. Well said. Tammy, Hayden, thanks for the work on that. Guys, I think that's a great challenge. We have come and accomplished our goal, so we're going to wrap the show up. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be a fun challenge. I think a lot of people are going to realize some crazy stuff. So hopefully it helps everyone out a little bit. And again, if you don't have a bank account, if you're living somewhere that doesn't have banking structure, write down everything you spend in a day or make. Every time you take $5 and you spend $1, write it all down, create your own bank statements, and start learning what you're spending your money on. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming. And we're going to wrap up the show. What a great, awesome time. All right. So if you're starting a new business, man, go say hi to Paul. We got a business credit expert here. Business credit for businesses. I mean, being an entrepreneur, starting a business is one of the toughest things in the world. Obviously I do it a lot. If you don't know anything about me, feel free to check it out. I think I've started probably like 50 different companies, but business credit is definitely something that's more difficult than personal credit. So check out Paul, say hi. If you're just looking for why my credit score is low, I need some help, go check out Hayden. It sounds like he'll do it for you with his credit repair. And if you're looking for the why on how credit works, Tammy sounds like she's going to be able to teach you the simple basics on how credit works and how it can work to your favor. Daily challenge is going to be amazing. You're going to take 1 week of your previous bank statement. So tomorrow we start our challenge. Take last week's bank statement, highlight in green everything that came in, all that money you made, everything you worked for, woohoo. But then we're going to take the yellow and we're going to highlight it with all the bills and the necessary things you have, the water, the heat, insurance, whatever you deem necessarily. And then third, we're going to have a red highlighter for all the shit that you buy that you don't actually need, that you don't realize, the Starbucks versus homebrew, the breakfast burrito versus cooking at home, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start doing that and sharing that. I'll be posting mine on Facebook, probably with some things blanked out, or maybe I will just go raw into it and let you all see.